Alright, this lip is just about done. I didn't even bother putting epoxy on it. I did a really good job filling that seam. There's no pinholes or anything. I need to sand a little bit more right here and right here. But overall, this is pretty much done here. I did go under and weld the whole seam there. Let me prop this up, see if we can get a better angle here. All that got a bead of weld and put that new little support in there as well. That is really strong and not going anywhere. I mean, she's good in there. She ain't going nowhere, and we put a repair piece here as well. I think that's about it for the heavy repairs on the body of this door panel. We took care of that lip. We just showed you this guy. We showed you that guy. We showed you that guy. I did take another quick glance at it just to make sure I wasn't missing nothing. I don't see anything, so we'll set this aside so it can go through all the washing cycles. We use hot water and original Dawn blue dish soap at first, and then we use a more high strength cleaner, which will pull out some of the old coloring, so that way there's nothing left for residual that might be close to the surface. Now, it's not going to strip the panel by any means, but it's going to take the stuff just readily in the surface right off. And then they go through, they get wiped down with some other chemicals and whatnot for color prep. Alright, so we got both door bodies completely repaired up. This surface is prepped. They did go through their deep clean cycle. We use 2 different types of soaps when we do that in hot water. And it went through 3 wash cycles, and man, was it nasty. It got completely clean, front and back. Good to go. There was all black under here. I'm guessing maybe polishes were used on them over the years or something. Collects all the dirt. Just never use polishes on anything. So we got this all ready to roll. Now what we're going to do is we're going to tape the plastic off here so that way we can glue the carpeting on. I already have it cut out. This is a non-backed carpet. It won't fray or anything along the edges that are cut, and it's great for putting stuff on with shapes. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to get that on, tape that off, do both doors real quick, and then the carpet will get taped off while these doors get sprayed in the booth. We have it, new carpeting. I just gotta go through and cut the little holes where the screws go. There's gonna be a few spots for that, but it's on here and ready to roll. Nice and pressed down, nice and formed to the shape. This will get taped off before the door panel gets fully colored. It's easier to tape carpet off and color stuff than it is to tape this off, color, then put whatever material you have down here, because when you trim the edges, now we have to be extra careful that you don't damage coloring. So this is actually a lot faster to do it this way. So we got all the carpet done, repairs done, deep clean, all that. We taped off all the carpeting here. It's, like I said before, it's a lot easier to do this. We are deciding to paint the insides of the courtesy lights black. I personally think it gives a nicer touch. Usually I always color match in there unless a customer specifies not to, and they're usually always very happy with that. So these are all nice and clean. I'm gonna wipe them down with a chemical really quick, let that dry, and when that's drying, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to mix up all the coloring. These are going black, so they will be black panels when we're done here. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this the old wipe here. Before we go ahead and mix up our color, we have to spray these with an adhesion promoter first, so we're going to go ahead and do that. A lot of people say use adhesion promoter on pretty much anything from vinyl, all plastics, all that. That is as far away from true as it gets. I would probably say 99% of the people I talk to have no idea how to use adhesion promoter. You only want to use it on plastics with a heavy paraffin content. Other than that, don't bother using it. It's a horrible idea, especially on vinyl or really super soft plastics, because it's not going to do what it's supposed to do. It's designed to help open up the pores in the paraffin, so that way it has a really sticky, grippy adhesion for any type of coloring product that you're choosing to use. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to spray these doors with it, and then we're going to mix up that coloring. Alright, we're going to go ahead and mix our color up here. Use a water-based coloring. It's a professional product. It doesn't chip, peel, crack, wipe off with chemicals. Everything else that the public has access to is going to do those things, but we don't use them. Let's get this mixed up. We're gonna mix up about 6.5 ounces. It's probably gonna do all the doors. It's difficult when you do a color change because you need more coloring than normal, and it actually takes longer to do a color change because we have to make sure we go in and with our plastic tool, I'll use this guy when I'm coloring to move the tape around without actually lifting it off of the carpeted areas and tone down the flow on the paint gun. And we have to get in there as best we possibly can, and that's still easier than trying to risk damaging the new coloring and the new after, you know, we do that if we were to do material on the bottom after. I'd rather not have a big headache and just spend a little longer to do the job, but color changes definitely take longer. Yeah, we got about 5 ounces in there. So we're going to cut this a little bit. Water in there. Now this just needs to be mixed and it's ready to use. Off we go. So the adhesion promoter is dry, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna rub our first coat of coloring in to these doors. I like to rub the first coat in. You're going to get a better adhesion and better bite into the plastic. Another myth I want to clear up while we're here is there's products out there like SEM, Color Bond, or any other type of coloring that's available retail to the public. They all say they're dyes, and they are not. Anybody who says those are dyes is either lying or does not understand the product. They are all coatings. Dye, when it comes to plastic, is more of an industrial term for when plastic is being manufactured. They will insert dye into the resin, which becomes plastic, and then you have your colored plastic through and through. We use a professional trade-only coloring system, and we custom mix every color that we need to use. It doesn't chip, peel, crack, or wipe off with chemicals. Anything the public has access to, like SEM or Color Bond, Duplicolor, those are all about equivalent products. They will chip, they will peel, they will crack over time, and they have zero chemical resistance. The stuff we use won't do any of that. In fact, you can put acetone on a rag and wipe it and it's not coming off. The other stuff, strong cleaners over time, you're going to start ripping it right up. Now, of course, with any product, the more ridiculous you scrub with chemicals on a rag, it's a matter of time. You know, you can sit there with acetone for hours on a rag, you're gonna damage the parts, let alone the coloring. But the stuff we use, it doesn't even have competition for how durable it really is. It's a professional coloring. We get it from a trade-only supplier. So we went ahead, we already had black ready to roll, we mixed that. So we're gonna rub our first coat in, and we're gonna go ahead and wait for that to dry. We're gonna put some heat on it. It is mostly a heat cure product. So you'll see me in between coats putting some heat on the stuff, a little mixture of air dry and heat. So I'm gonna pause the camera, set it up, and put it on a faster recording time frame so we can get cranking on these. Mid-color, this is where we always go down. We start to blend texture in between the coats. So I'm gonna go ahead and walk around with the phone here.